Okay, so last but not least, we are up with Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the month of April 2025. Welcome back, everyone. It's Aluminum Tarot. We're going to do the final reading for tonight, and then I'm going to go off to bed because I'm absolutely knackered right now. I'm tired. But we're going to look into the energies of Pisces, see what's taking place for the month of April. Do past, present, and future, and then pull an oracle card. I'm going to try to wrap this one up in about 10 minutes because I'm absolutely burnt out right now, a bit destroyed. Nevertheless, we're going to just say the order of the day, which is, if you like what you see here, please be sure to give a like, share, subscribe, ding the notification bell so that you don't miss any updates, and continue to watch. Thank you so much, to everyone for who has supported the channel so far. And I appreciate all the views, the clicks, and the comments, the occasional comments. Still getting the channel off the ground, so I'm just going to continue to work as best as possible to keep that content going. Now we're going to go ahead and start with the beginning of this story. We're going to look into the King of Pentacles, and with King of Pentacles, this is a person. This could either represent you. So you may have Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn in your chart somewhere, or this could be someone who comes in and helps with your situation. Because what I see clarifying the King of Pentacles are these two situations, Seven of Cups and the Nine of Swords. And typically when we have these two cards, this looks like to me someone who has been left in a massive state of confusion. They are dealing with a lot of internal anxiety, stress, worry, things of that nature. Maybe things were a little bit difficult for you to get to this point of being a King of Pentacles, or you needed a King of Pentacles to help pull you out of that situation. Because either way, this looks like you have finally made it to a place of stability, given the fact that in the past it wasn't really that stable. And we can ask a little bit about what that is all about. What is this about? What happened? Pisces in the recent past. So yeah. Okay, so there's a couple of stories that come into mind when I look at these two cards coming out. We have the Emperor, and then you have the Page of Pentacles in the reverse. So it looks like, in one sense, you may have lost a job. And, you get to the Page of Pentacles, and it may have been due to carelessness, due to, not being able to handle tasks, or just simply being laid off because, that someone had to make a judgment call in your company. The other thing that I was looking at is that you decided to become an entrepreneur, considering that maybe you didn't really find something that suited your fancy in the past. So now you're looking into building and developing something for yourself, because the Emperor is typically a lone person. They are normally entrepreneurial types because they are a fire sign. They represent Aries as well. I do see evidence in this reading of other fire sign cards which are of a higher rank, so like a few more kings. So that said, looking into us, we then go to what's taking place for you now. After being rescued, pulling out, getting pulled out of that difficult situation, you have 2 4 cards. So you have the 4 of Swords and the 4 of Wands. The Emperor, mind you, is also a number 4 as well. That's number 4 in the Major Arcana. So this is all talking about you moving into a place of stability and finally being able to rest and relax. You're finally home. And being in this home situation, or this home environment, you're kind of just taking a break from everything, healing and going within to try to understand the matter. If we analyze the 2 cards here, we have the first one, which is the 4 of Swords, which is all about the Ace of Swords underneath the 3 of Swords, the pain, the difficulty, the hurt and betrayal you've experienced in the past. With the Ace of Swords lying underneath, that new insight is supporting you in your healing journey. That is what the 4 of Swords talks about. 4 of Wands is slightly different. This is kind of a celebration or a milestone. It could also be the home and family life. And additionally, it talks a lot about entering into a new phase. So after you enter into this Four of Wands, you then get to the Five of Wands after that, which is all about fighting to retain and to keep that, which then goes into the Six of Wands, coming back for the victory celebration. And so in saying that, I think it's something where you moved away from this dark, difficult period. Someone helped to rescue you from that, or you decided to boss up and to take control of the situation, which then led into this period of 2 4s, where you were intellectually and, mentally relaxed at this point, and additionally feeling passionate about, the state that you're in. So moving forward into the future, cards get a bit choppy, but I'm going to try to explain them as best as possible. So we talk about the Ace of Wands, and then the High Priestess on his side. So now that you have finally come back to your center, back to your home, you are now looking in for a fresh start elsewhere. Now, in order for this to take place, it's going to be very important that you use your intuition to kind of guide you on this. I think things are going to be revealed slowly how this new start is going to take place, because I did get 2 cards that clarified it. You have the Seven of Swords and the Two of Cups in the reverse. So what you're trying to do is avoid certain situations where you don't really feel passionate about them, or you don't really feel like you're quite connected to them. So maybe in the recent past, when you had this Nine of Swords, Seven of Cups, it was because maybe someone had deceived you, someone that, led you down the garden path, to say the least. And now you're trying to avoid any situation that's going to create that disconnect that you experienced in the past, whether that was with a job or with a relationship or any of that. You're kind of just tired of the feeling of being let down and disappointed. And of course, with Pisceans, they do experience disillusionment quite a bit, as we all do, but Pisces are more susceptible to that than everything else. In saying that, a lot of that has to deal with using that intuition to help guide you into the next phase. With the High Priestess, she is revealing the mysteries of the universe with that pomegranate in the background. The Moon as well in the waxing phase, or like the crescent phase, which is I'm not sure if that's a balsamic moon or balsamic moon. I'm not sure exactly what the phase of that is, but it's you could say waxing. So it's slowly being revealed to you through your intuitive capabilities, being able to say, okay, I'm getting this nudge to go this way, I'm getting this nudge to go that way. I need to go to that position, apply for that. I need to go to this person, ask her out or ask him out, depending on what you're going for. And then after that, things start to work out. But what I see here in the end of this, for the outcome, you have the Ace of Swords in the reverse. You have the Strength card. You have the King of Wands in the reverse. So with the Ace of Swords in the reverse, we talk about not receiving communication or things not being quite clear by the end of the month. And so you're going to have to hold on and be strong as you wait for the answers to come to you and to be revealed. King of Wands in the reverse, this can put a knock on your confidence as you start to wait for this process. And I do remember mentioning to one of the other signs today that they were also going through a waiting period that gave them a knock on their confidence as well. And I assume that you're no exception. I need to try to remember which sign that was. It could have been... it could have been Sagittarius, I'm not sure. It'll come back to me, or you can just watch the other videos. That said, as you're getting that new start, you're waiting for things to take off. There may be a few factors of uncertainty surrounding this. So maybe a contract's not taking place. Maybe things are delayed in your plans. And maybe you might have to be a bit strong so that way you don't lose your self-esteem in the process. I see here again you have the King of Wands in the outcome. It's in the reverse. The signifier for your entire reading was the King of Clubs, which is the King of Wands as well, in the reverse. So funny how that ties together. And again, I always marvel at the synchronicities in the tarot, which kind of lead us right back to where we were. So, two Kings of Wands in the reverse talks about a lack of confidence with something, or potentially aimlessness. It can be sometimes a person who plays games with other people, but I don't see that in your energy. I see it more as you're like, oh fuck, how am I going to get this to work out? And how is this going to pull off? So that way I'm not, my plans are not thrown into disarray, or, I don't encounter these same issues that I had in the past. So even if it's like, you're going to ask someone out, or you're going to look for love, or you're going to find the right career, or even, start to explore yourself on a deeper level in order to break free of certain cycles that have been taking place in your life for quite some time. You're now going to get into that and do the inner work that's going to help you out. The reason why I say that is because your oracle message that I pulled from the deck is rise to the occasion. And what it talks about these things. Let me see. So it's about capability, strength, authenticity, and free will. And that is precisely what you'll be exercising throughout this period, which will in turn allow you to move forward to finally conquer your insecurity about how well you'll be able to pull something off. In addition, how well you'll be able to make things happen for your life where it sits at that time. In doing that, you will start to align yourself with the energies capable or necessary for you to start manifesting. Because remember, you have to put yourself into alignment to what you want. Imagine it's already there, and then start to move the mountains that you need to move in order for you to start saying to yourself, okay, this is falling into place. That piece of the puzzle is also falling into place because I'm actually putting in the work. And doing that is what drives things and people to success, not simply just dumb luck, and not simply just just working without a plan or a strategy. It's going to be a combination of the universe working with you and you working with the universe. It has to be that mutual exchange in order for things to work out. And lo and behold, we all have situations in our life where we feel that we have been let down, we've been hurt, we've felt disillusioned about things that we expected to take place. And it's those expectations that typically cause problems, because what we do is, if we are let down, we begin to withdraw our magical capabilities, like the magician. I'm speaking about that. Our abilities to manifest and our abilities to transmute, because we can stand in the way of that progress by saying to ourselves, no, this isn't going to work out. No, this isn't going to take off. No, I'm not going to be able to get that opportunity to work out. And it's the negative naysaying within ourselves that can make us our own worst enemy, not anyone externally. You can easily get through something external to you where it feels like, for a fact and a certainty that you will be able to persevere and make things happen. You'll be able to overcome that person at work that's being a cunt to you. Sorry, shouldn't probably say the C word on. Who's being a nasty prick. You could also, look at certain people, who are stabbing you in the back. Maybe you have a friend, you have a circle of friends that are not really the most scrupulous types. And they may do things behind your back, and then you find out about it later. And so that can also lead to a bit of loss of self-confidence and self-esteem. But I think for you, as long as you hold the fort, you'll be okay. And you'll be able to make things happen on your own terms. Now, just a quick review. Just remember, now that you have been placed in a place of safety and of sanctuary, you can then use that as a stepping stone to continue the fight towards your happiness and your dreams and your ambitions. Doing that will give you kind of like a refueling center to rest up, recuperate, regenerate, and then get back out into the battlefield and make things happen. So that's what I see happening in your case. Once again, Aluminum Tarot, reading for the sign of Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I hope you found something of this reading that was of use. And many thanks for joining this reading as well. Until next time, love and light. See you around.